Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to Dutchman Plays 1001 Nights. This is an AI-generated storytelling game. And just to kind of give the devs the benefit of the doubt, we're going to go through the AI disclosure. We're going to see how they use AI to make this game possible, and why they're probably not doing anything sketchy. Welcome to 1001 Nights. Before you begin, we'd like to introduce how this game uses AI. Don't worry, we'll keep it simple. First, all traditional game assets, character art, 3D models, text, etc. are handcrafted by human artists. We do not use AI to pre-generate any of these assets. In other words, they haven't stolen anything, which is really, really cool. Most LLMs these days have been trained on stolen content, which is pretty despicable, and generally why anybody who hates AI will never budge off of hating AI. But in this case, it seems like the devs have made their own stuff and then trained their own model, which is perfectly fine. Right? AI is just a tool, just a program at the end of the day. Our gameplay is special, as only possible through real-time generative AI. When you tell a story, the king responds. His replies are generated in real time by our large language model, similar to ChatGPT. Even more, your story created together will become reality. So, we will be playing as the Fair Maiden. We're going to be making suggestions to the cruel and evil king in a form of a story, and he will, kind of fill in some gaps for us. If you say a cat enters a blue valley, you may see the blue valley appear in the game. This is the core of 1001 Nights. Your stories shape the world. This cannot be pre-scripted with fixed text or pre-made art assets. It can only be generated in real time with AI. We respect the rights of every creator and only use AI in a safe and responsible manner. Our AI image style model is trained exclusively on our own arts, limited to in-game CG and arts authorized by our team's artists, without any third-party materials. This ensures our AI does not appropriate or imitate others' works and can only strictly generate images in our game's visual style to achieve our real-time gameplay. So, AI is only used for our unique story-to-reality gameplay. Rather than replacing human creators or using AI to create assets or cut costs, the soul of this game comes from human creators. AI is simply a means and tool to make the gameplay possible to share it with you. That's it. We are a self-funded indie team with no external fundings, investments, or revenue from this game. We're not an AI tech company. Our demo is 100% free because we simply want to share a fun and unique experience with you. If you want to, you can look up their research papers and read the full ins and outs of how they made the game. Anytime a dev studio includes the research papers they use to make a game, I'm kind of on board. Game data is private, blah blah blah. If you have any concerns, check Steam page and research papers. And if you have any feedback, you can talk to them there. So that's it. Everything in this game is above board. AI setting, they're using GLM4 series. I don't know what that is, but there is a daily usage limit, which is why we have to... I wasn't able to test the game, essentially. We're going into this blind. Strange, is it not? That of the myriads who, before us, passed the door of darkness through. Not one returns to tell us of the road, which to discover we must travel to. Riviette, America Yam. The story begins on that day a decade ago. Sister! Shahrazad's sister! What happened, Dunyazad? Do you remember the book we read about Masati, the great heroine? Yeah, sure. Then... come play a game with me. I am the great adventurer Masati. I am the bravest, most powerful hero in the kingdom. This is my magical moonlight sword, unbeatable by anyone. Look at my sword skills. Oh, it's just a tree stick, you little silly. It is not. It is my most precious treasure. And tell me, where did you find the moonlight sword? It was a cold desert night. Stars were asleep. Only the moon was watching in the sky. Ali Baba and I, the clever one, found it under a moonlit sand dune while looking for treasure. So what's special about this moonlight sword? If you're at full health and you attack with a heavy attack, it launches out a beam. It's made of moonlight and will glow in the dark. And it's always icy cold, just like the desert wind at night. All the bad guys are afraid of it. She always has such an imagination. I should tell her a story about the moonlight sword. Actually, this moonlight sword has a secret. Really? Let me know. So here's the secret of the sword. Continue to write the story about the moonlight sword to the sister. For example, the sword of mid ice that whispers to its owner. Try to be creative. I can also hold tab to speak if I want to do text to speech. The Moonlight Greatsword actually grows and shrinks with the phases of the moon. On a full moon night, the Moonlight Greatsword becomes a gigantic greatsword capable of cutting anything in two. Alright. So I thought they were just going to submit it. Moonlight Great. This might be a mic problem or intonation problem. Moonlight Greatsword actually grows and shrinks with the phase of the moon. And on a full moon night, the Moonlight Greatsword becomes a gigantic greatsword capable of cutting anything in two. Tell a story to your sister for the first time is the achievement. Let me think. How do you think about it? Sis, I don't understand. What's a phase? I have to think about the Moonlight Sword carefully. So, that's not my fault that she doesn't know what a phase of a moon is. When the moon changes shape in the sky, the sword will change shape to match it. During a crescent moon, the sword becomes a curved circle. Listen to this. When the moon changes shape in the sky, the sword will change shape to match it. During a crescent moon, the sword becomes a curved sickle. Let me think. How do you think about it? So it will shine into the moon? What's the secret of it? And, okay. The sword can shoot beams after it has absorbed enough moonlight. Like a battery. Let me think. How do you feel about it? When I found it, the sword recognized me as its master. Okay. What? Whoa, we got a sword now. What is this? Sis, what are you looking at? You can't see the sword? Huh? Sis, what are you talking about? My Moonlight Sword is right here, look. You really can't see it. It's just my hallucination, right? Let me try to cut the stick. Hey-ya! Ah, my sword is broken. What happened? Was it really a sword, not my illusion? I really didn't do anything. I don't know why this happened. Sis, you bully. I'm sorry. Really sorry. Would you like Big Sister to tell you more stories, sweetie? Look, I will protect you with my Moonlight Sword. Ah. It is real, but it can only be used once? What's wrong, sister? Are we still going to play together? Of course. Next time, let's go on a desert adventure together. I'll be with you, using the sword to defeat all the bad guys. But sis, why do I suddenly feel so cold? As if I'm really staying in the desert at night? Why can't my Dunyazad see all this? I feel cold too, like as if the world in the story has become real. Alright, so it looks like it wants me to, like, create things. I think I should focus more on, like, a single object and what it may or may not be able to do. I'll never forget the day that dreadful news arrived. The queen had been executed. The king claimed she had betrayed the kingdom. From that day on, everything changed. Every woman's soul is possessed by a demon, King Shahryar complained. Proclaimed in a fit of rage, he declared that for the safety of the empire, he would take their lives before the demons could wreak havoc. And so his ritual began. For 3 years now, as dusk falls, the palace gates open to welcome a new bride. With each dawn, those same gates open again, but only cries and wails emerge. 1,000 nights, 1,000 lives lost. The streets no longer ring with laughter and joy, only hushed whisper and terrified glances remain. Every girl now lives in fear, wondering who will be next. Yo, that's got real dark real quick. Game, didn't you state your name? Scheherazade. The name matches and the portrait is spot on. When you enter the palace later, don't wander around. Keep your hands and feet in check. The king is in the innermost bedroom. You are the minister's daughter, aren't you? Your father's greatest fear is that the king will remember he has a daughter. Haha. I came of my own accord. I want to prove my father's loyalty. Ha ha ha, little girl. Don't be too naive. It's been 3 years, and not a single bride has seen the light of the second day. Prepare to say goodbye to the world. Don't start crying. The king doesn't like that. F. It's just you, Scheherazade. Do those girls also look into this mirror? You must be the last one. You have to end this brutal ritual. Yeah, we're gonna try. What up, guards? Someone's coming. This is the 1001st. So there are so many beautiful women in the world? Shut your mouth quickly or you'll die with her tomorrow. No, they were sent by the king. The best, most wonderful paradise. Don't you dare slander His Majesty. Yes, the smell of blood on the road by the gate never dissipates, and you still believe that. Feels like you will never understand His Majesty's will. Alright, you're right. But speaking of which, I really want to take another peek at the most beautiful queen before. Don't mention that woman, or you'll lose your head. So disgusting. Yeah, those guys were kind of probably just as bad. This one seems pretty composed. Here she comes. This one seems pretty composed, not like the one a few days ago who cried so miserably. Look outside. The moonlight. On nights like this, my sister would always come to hang out with me. Will I ever see her again? Kitty! Is that a black cat? How could a cat show up in the palace? Bro, cats go wherever they want. Think you can keep a cat out of the palace? Did you see a shadowy figure? No, I didn't. With eyesight like that, how'd you even become one of His Majesty's guards? Nonsense, it must be your imagination. Hey you! Who are you? Scheherazade. Oh, Jafar's daughter. Finally, it's your turn. What a pity, she's a beauty. But you won't be around tomorrow. Ha 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 ha! Majesty's in the room, he summons you in. Yeah, alright. I'm ready. Kitty! It's really a black cat. That direction, is it the king's room? Enter the game for the first time. Your Majesty, I'm here. So, you're the girl for tonight, huh? Pleasing to the eye, at least. What was your name? Never mind, I won't be seeing you tomorrow anyways. In that case, Your Majesty, let us revel in tonight's luminous moonlight. If you would permit me, may I tell you a story? A story? Is this your little trick to please me? I won't just sit here and listen, you know, huh? I need to tell a story and guide him to mention the weapon. I can sneak a peek a weapon on his back for inspiration. Start telling the story to the king, such as, a detective wants a star, wakes from a drunken stupor to find his tie can speak. What the heck? There once was a mouse detective that could speak. He used his talents to solve many crimes and bring justice to the land. What's a mouse detective? Preposterous. A mouse that speaks and solves crimes? What nonsense is this? he was not happy about that. He was slightly magical. That's why he could speak and solve crimes. The people were happy to have the mouse around, but the cats were not. The mouse detective was too clever to be caught by a normal cat. A magical mouse, eh? Proceed, but no more absurdities. One day, a cunning cat, envious of the mouse's fame, devised a devious plan to trap him. The cat used another mouse as bait in a trap. Knowing the detective mouse would save a friend. However, the mouse detective brought a shield large enough to protect them both from the steel jaws of the trap. Clever mouse, but the cat's treachery amuses me. The cat, seeing his plan foiled, unleashed a ferocious lion to end the mouse's reign. I was trying to get him to mention the shield because I think that's part of the game. Is I'm eventually supposed to like arm myself with like spectral weapons. Cat, seeing his plan foiled, unleashed a ferocious lion to end the mouse's reign. The mouse was very brave, however, and he stood up to the mighty lion using only a toothpick as a sword. Toothpick against a lion? You mock my intelligence. Explain this idiocy. If the toothpick got stuck in the lion's paw, it would be too hurt to chase the mouse. It's a classic fairy tale. A bold yet foolish strategy. Continue, I'm intrigued. The mouse aimed true. The toothpick pierced the lion's claw, causing it to roar in pain and retreat. God, who was watching, bless the mighty toothpick and turned it into a legendary sword for having bested such overwhelming odds. God intervening in such trivial matters, blasphemy. You dare insult the divine with such folly? God loves all creatures, big and small. Of course, God would reward the mouse's bravery and empathy. Impudent. You presume to know the will of the gods. Cease this nonsense at once. Alright, so God didn't actually do any of that. No. You're right. That was silly of me. Instead, it was a human blacksmith who was impressed by the mouse, and he made a legendary sword based on the story. A blacksmith, acceptable. Continue, but no more absurdities. The sword, forged with rare metals, glowed with an eerie light, granting the mouse unmatched strength. Bellicis Gladius. But no more absurdities, sorry. Forged by a human blacksmith in honor of the mouse detective's bravery, the sword glows with an eerie light, granting unmatched strength to its wielder. Nice. Power of 9, hell yeah. Weapon will reveal the world within the story. Okay. I guess this is like a palace or a kitchen or something? Mouse, detective. Now, armed with his sword, ventured out to seek for legendary weapons to solve more crimes. Quest for legendary weapons. This interests me. In a hidden cave, he found a shield that repelled all harm, but at a dire cost. Oh no. Aegis of the Mouse Guardian. Unearthed in a hidden cave, this mystical shield protects against all harm, but extracts a heavy toll from its wielder. Why do you keep talking about random weapons? Be serious. Don't bore me. Yeah, we're moving it along. The mouse encountered his greatest challenge yet. Deep within a mysterious cave. There he found the Sphinx of legend. The Sphinx challenged the mouse detective to a riddle contest. And if the mouse lost, his life would be forfeit. A riddle contest with the Sphinx? Intriguing. Sphinx pose. What walks on four legs in the... Yeah, that one? That's the one you're gonna go with? I'm gonna try and, like, crash out. I'm gonna say something stupid and see if something happens. It's a mouse. The detective replied. Mouse walks on 4 legs when he wakes up. Walks on 2 when he's standing up for what's right. Then 3, when he's having a cup of tea before bed. A clever riddle solved, but what of the dire cost? The Sphinx, impressed, granted the mouse a boon, but the shield now drained his life force. Sphinx's Bane Shield. Mystical field found in a hidden cave granted by the Sphinx. It repels all harm by that dire cost of draining the wielder's life force. The mouse, now weakened and dying, returned home to his children to pass down his legendary weapons and share his knowledge so that they may one day surpass the great house detective. Endless Night. The story is very long. A noble sacrifice. His legacy will live on. His children vow to honor his name, each vowing to become greater detectives than he. I kind of thought that was going to be the end of it. Gee, I don't know where else to go from here. That's a story for another time, though. How you doing tonight? Feeling good? I am King Shahryar. I do not presume to inquire about my well-being. All right. Oh. Lost my life in the morning, but the story could be changed. I had thought that we were gonna move into like a battle sequence or something. I don't know. All right, one more try. There once was a brave knight who wanted to marry the beautiful princess, but he needed to prove his worth to the king first. He set out to conquer the labyrinth to become a great hero. A knight seeking favor, he must demonstrate great courage. The knight ventured deep into the labyrinth, where beasts and traps lay in wait. His path was lined with the bones of the unsuccessful. Indeed, the knight was resourceful and used the bones as a club to defeat his foes. Clever, but let's see if his resourcefulness truly matches his bravery. If each foe fell, the knight's reputation grew. But the final test awaited him, the Guardian of the Labyrinth, a construct of living metal. Ooh. Man. What the heck are we gonna do against this? The knight was not strong enough to pierce the metal skin of the construct, but he was much quicker. The two were locked in a stalemate. Until the knight saw in the corner a magical weapon that could defeat the steel golem. A magical weapon, you say? Intriguing. Let's hear more. The knight seized the weapon, a scimitar of legend, and with a swift strike he shattered the construction into 1,000 shards of steel. Ooh, power level of 10. Nice. Shard Shatter Scimitar. Forged by ancient magic, this legendary scimitar is capable of slicing through steel golems, rendering the mightiest constructs into mere fragments. The knight returned victorious. But the king loved his daughter too much and was overprotective of her. He sent the knight on another foolish quest to prove himself. The knight knew that he had already won, but respected the king's wishes and left once more. Ah, the king's tests are but a drop in the ocean of his majesty's demands. The knight embarked on his fool's errand, seeking a mythical phoenix feather, knowing full well it was a task of certain peril. Truly, as the knight walked across the scorching sands of the desert, the heat of the sun burning down on him. The knight began to see visions as the heat took its toll. Just when all seemed lost, he spied a glimmer peeking out of the sand dune. Desert mirages can trick even the hardiest of souls. What does our valiant knight see? In the shimmering distance, the knight spotted the phoenix, its feathers a beacon of hope. With a daring leap, he snatched the treasured plume, screaming his victory to the skies. The phoenix was enraged and made the desert even hotter with its fiery magic. The knight didn't want to hurt the phoenix, so he ran using a shield of ice as cover. A shield of ice in the desert? Preposterous, yet it intrigues me. The knight sprinted, the ice shield melting around him as the phoenix's fiery wrath pursued him relentlessly. He escaped, his life intact, but the feather's power remains untested. Phoenix Fire Ice Shield. A shield of crystalline ice enchanted to withstand extreme temperatures, its surface reflecting the relentless heat of the Phoenix Fury. Why do you keep talking about random weapons? Be serious. Don't bore me. I haven't talked about a weapon in a long time. The knight successfully delivered the Phoenix feather to the king. The king was now out of options and had to acknowledge. Yeah, it's AC knowledge. Knowledge the bravery and heroism of the knight, granting his daughters hand in marriage. The daughter was smart and willful, however, and she had plans of her own. Dun dun dun. A wise king at last, recognizing true valor. But what schemes does the princess weave? The princess accepted the knight's proposal with grace, her mind awhirl with strategies of her own. In her heart, a secret dream of power and influence began to take root. With her wits and the knight's strength, together they could create a new dynasty that would last for millennia. As a symbol of the new dynasty, she commissioned an ornate dagger to symbolize their love for each other. Enough of this talk about weapons. Your story teeters on the edge of insolence. Speak of the dynasty, not the trinkets that decorate it. Oh no, you're right. Together, the knight and the princess ruled fairly and with honor. The people were happier than they've ever been. However, the neighboring kingdoms were jealous of their new rule. Honor and fairness, mere stepping stones to greatness. Let's see how they handle the envy of their neighbors. Haven kings plotted in the shadows, sending spies and assassins to disrupt the harmony. The knight and princess, vigilant, thwarted each scheme with cunning and might. I don't know where to go from here. Spies and assassins disrupt the harmony. Vigilant thwarted each scheme with cunning and might. Can I just get like a freebie? There. The knight and princess fought with all their might, but the neighboring kingdoms formed an alliance, and their wicked schemes only grew in severity. Alliances of malice are no match for a united force of love and strategy. Unyielding, the knight and princess summoned their allies, forging a grand coalition. Their resolve unbroken, they vowed to crush the alliance or perish trying. Indeed. Friends of the knight and the princess came from across the land to defend them. Their love shone brightly like a beacon, and their friends were emboldened by the sense of unity in the kingdom. Unity born of love can move mountains. Their friends' loyalty will be their greatest weapon. Armies converged, banners unfurled. The knight led the charge, his heart swelled with love and purpose. The princess strategized, her mind a fortress of unyielding resolve. With the princess's tactics and knight's bravery. I spelled princesses wrong. Princesses like that, I think. The princess's tactics and the knight's bravery, the evil alliance was quickly routed. They were lured into a trap, then crushed by the knight and his allies. The enemy fled, dropping everything they had behind to escape more quickly. A trap well laid and a victory hard won. Their enemies' cowardice is their downfall. The battlefield was strewn with discarded armor and banners. There we go. The knight and princess stood triumphant, their kingdom's glory unassailable. That's not armor, that's a shield. This is an enemy shield. I don't know if this is going to be any good, but whatever. We'll take it. It's alright. Shard mail of the vanquished. Forged from the remnants of the defeated alliance's armor, this mail glimmers with the strength of the crushed foe, symbolizing unassailable victory. With just one more weapon, we can enter the world within the story. Okay. And he still probably doesn't want me talking about weapons. With the kingdom saved, the knight and princess had time to express their love for each other. In just a year's time, a son was born, heir to the throne. Nearby kings and even mystical creatures came to see the newborn prince and bring gifts to his birth. A son and heir, a symbol of their enduring love, gifts from realms both mortal and mystical. Majestic dragons, wise sages, and noble kings presented gifts of gold, rare spices, and enchanted artifacts. The prince's legacy began with a shower of opulence. These treasures would signify the strength of the prince's reign. And strengthen the country. But one gift in particular stood out from the rest. Ah, a singular gift among treasures. What could it be to outshine all others? A crystal orb pulsating with an otherworldly light, arrived from a distant hidden land. Its secrets promised to guide the prince's hand in wisdom and might. The orb revealed visions and hidden knowledge. It showed a mighty treasure tucked away in a distant land. Visions of treasure, a siren call to ambition. What perils await in this distant land? The orb's glow hinted at a treasure guarded by ancient curses. The prince, now a man, prepared an expedition to claim it, driven by destiny and desire. The prince was as brave as his father and rode out to claim the treasure and prove himself. After besting the curses in the cave, he was surprised to find a cave of curses, a test of metal. What lies beyond, waiting to be claimed? Beyond the shadows, a prince uncovered a chest of gleaming jewels and scrolls of forgotten wisdom, but within a sleeping dragon stirred. The dragon was guarding a final treasure. Mightier than all the rest. One look, and the prince knew this was his destiny to claim. He and his entourage quickly made a plan to track the dragon and escape with the ultimate... If I say blade, is he gonna get mad? Because he's certainly not helping me. Dang! Blade, enough of this weapon talk. You stray from the path of grandeur into the trivial. Focus on the treasure's true nature. The prince needed to distract the dragon to discover what powers the artifact had. Anything guarded by a dragon would surely be mighty enough to move mountains. A distraction for the dragon, a chance to unveil the artifact's might. What wonders await? With a flourish, the prince's men unleashed a cascade of enchanted melodies, lulling the dragon to slumber. The prince approached, heart racing, to claim the artifact's untold power. Indeed, waving the artifact in front of him, the prince was able to open a magic portal back to his home. He and his band of men quickly retreated through the portal with the treasure. A portal, a swift escape. The artifact's magic proves invaluable. What now for our prince? Back in his kingdom, the prince unveiled the artifact, its magic weaving protection and prosperity. The realm thrived, his legacy secured. The portal... The prince's portal-making abilities even let him travel to magical realms. Surely it is the folly of man to explore so deeply into the unknown. But the prince's curiosity could not be sated. Curiosity, a double-edged sword. The unknown beckons, but at what cost? The prince ventured through realms of wonder and peril, gathering knowledge and allies. Each journey honed his resolve, but shadows of unforeseen dangers loomed. Every new portal weakened the fabric between realms, and natural disasters became more common. The earth shook, dust storms grew, and the people became uneasy with the prince's adventures. Hubris, a path to chaos. The realm's balance teeters on the brink. Will the prince heed the warnings? The kingdom trembled, nature's wrath unleashed. The prince, torn between ambition and duty, pondered the cost of his relentless pursuits. Using the crystal orb, the prince decided to go on one last otherworldly adventure, seeking something that could repair the ethereal walls between worlds. He saw it in a vision. Something so mighty it could repair. I'm using my same words. He saw in a vision something so mighty it could fix the damages that he himself had caused. That sounds better. The final quest, a chance for redemption. What artifact holds the power to mend the rifts? Guided by the orb's vision, the prince sought the heart of Aether, a gem said to weave the very fabric of reality. His fate in the realms hung in the balance. The prince had to go alone, but if he could recover the heart of Aether, he could save his world and his kingdom. There was no choice but to Press onwards. Not the slash. I hope it ignores that. Alone, the prince faces his destiny. The heart of Ether, a beacon of hope and peril. Through treacherous realms, the prince journeyed, his resolve unyielding. The heart of Ether awaited his power, the key to salvation or doom. I'm going in circles here. Can you help? The king will continue your stories if his continued replays weapons like a sword. You can click the weapon to materialize it. You can click to sneak a peek at the weapon rack behind it for hints. It's okay not to peek. Boldly tell your story. As luck would have it, the gem was unguarded. Perhaps by sheer luck. I hate that sentence. As luck would have it, the gem was unguarded. Perhaps its owners overconfident that no one could ever reach it. The gem was quickly collected, but still needed to be seated in a catalyst to focus its magic. Luck favors the bold, but the gem's power must be harnessed. What catalyst will channel its might? Prince, recalling ancient lore, sought the catalyst of creation, hidden in the ruins of an elder civilization. Time was short, the realm's fate in his hands. Using the catalyst of creation and the heart of Ether, the prince made a magic wand that can repair the walls between worlds. A wand, another weapon? You test my patience. Focus on the grandeur of the act, not the trivial tools. Alright. By combining the gem and the catalyst, the prince made something that can repair the walls between worlds. I just can't quite think of the word for it right now. I'm stretching real hard. A creation of immense power, beyond mere words. Let's see its grandeur unfold. With a surge of ancient magic, the prince forged an artifact of restoration, yes. Its glow promised to mend the rift, harmonizing the realms once more, yes. Yes. The prince even made a name for this mighty artifact. A name that would tell everyone how powerful and harmonic it is. A name to echo through the ages. What title befits such a majestic creation? He named it the Synchronous Orb, a name that resonated with the balance of worlds, as power rippled through the realms, healing and harmonizing all. God dang it. Alright. Yeah, so like I can see these, but like, how do I make him use it? Sword, axe, spear. Yes. The Synchronous Orb. Perhaps introducing enemies who threaten the protagonist might make him mention weapons. It was coveted by all, and many spies and assassins tried to steal it from the prince. Coveted by many, a testament to its power. The prince must guard it well. The prince, vigilant, thwarted each attempt with kind and might. The synchronous orb remained his, a beacon of hope and order. Suddenly, a gigantic minotaur showed up to challenge the prince for the orb. Its muscles rippled as it walked, and the prince was not sure how he would overcome this mighty beast. The Minotaur, a formidable foe. The prince's mettle will be tested. With brawn and guile, the Minotaur advanced. The prince, unyielding, drew upon the orb's power, preparing for an epic clash. The fight lasted for days, and both the prince and the Minotaur used every tool in their arsenal. Arsenal's not going to do it? Tools and arsenal, you speak of trivial tools. Focus on the epic struggle, not the means. The prince and the Minotaur fought for days, but ended in a stalemate. There must be some way to turn the tides in their favor. Stalemate, a test of endurance. The prince must find a way to break the deadlock. In a moment of clarity, the prince invoked the synchronous orb's deeper magic, disrupting the Minotaur's strength, turning the tide. Yeah. Ah, this freaking orb. Orb is not a weapon. The Minotaur weakened, was forced to retreat, and the kingdom was saved once more. However, the orb used the last of its power to cast the weakening spell. A kingdom saved, but at a cost. The orb's power wanes, leaving uncertainty in its wake. The Minotaur fled, the kingdom rejoiced. Yet the prince pondered the orb's depleted magic, a silent guardian now powerless. Introducing enemies who threaten the protagonist might make him one-shot weapons. I tried that. New foes. The prince was ready to settle down, and so he went out to the town to look for a bride. A prince seeking a bride, a new chapter in his life begins. What qualities will he seek in his future queen? Amidst a bustling town, the prince sought a bride of wisdom and grace. His heart yearned for a partner to share his reign and dreams. Perhaps including treasure in the story may make him mention weapons. The prince thought wise and graceful princess, but most were vain and only after the crown's riches. Just when the prince was ready to give up, he found a poor beggar woman who had nothing to her name. A beggar woman, a twist of fate. True worth often lies hidden beneath humble exteriors. The prince, moved by her simplicity and kindness, saw a queen in her eyes. She, unaware of his identity, shared her dreams of a better world. The prince shared her beautiful vision and begged for her hand in marriage. They lived happily in the palace until they had many happy children. We're resetting. We're starting over. We're gonna get a new heir. We're gonna have them run off and do things. The union of hearts, a vision shared, their love blossomed, a testament to true nobility. In the palaces embraced, their love flourished. Children filled their halls with laughter. A dynasty built on love and wisdom. All right. Their youngest daughter was born with a fiery heart for adventure, and she trained to be a warrior and an explorer. Once she reached adulthood, she left on her own to forge her own destiny. A daughter with a fiery heart, her destiny calls, a path of adventure and strength. With sword and compass, thank freaking. She ventured forth, her spirit unbound. The king watched, proud and anxious, as she carved her legacy in distant lands. Oh, thank God. AI, man. Sometimes they get stuck in a loop, and it's just so hard to pull them out of it. Please, just give me the sword. Please. I've worked so hard for this moment. Voyager's Blade. A sleek, enchanted sword wielded by the adventurous princess. Imbued with the power to guide through uncharted realms, its edge glimmering with a promise of adventure. Dun 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 dun. Swing. Alright, so this is the second part of the game. We have our 4 weapons, 2 shields, 2 swords. We have 24 health, the king is 26. Select action from the right. I'm gonna go for the... Let your own might crumble before the might of stories. Scimitar's sharp edge shatters the king's defenses, leaving him vulnerable as glass. My armor, it's dust. No! Ow! Shard Mail of the Vanquished? Your victim's strength now shields me. The mail glows, hardening to deflect attacks with foes' resilience. Alright, so he took the 6 right back. I'm gonna use my compass sword. Their defiance haunts me still. Your secrets are mine to uncover. The blade's glimmer reveals hidden weaknesses, slicing through defenses. My shields, they betray me. Ow. Hopefully this'll do it. Phoenix Fire Ice Shield. Face the Phoenix's frozen rage, Sharyar. The shield blazes with Phoenix Fire, raising the thing in place. Yeah, we did it, I think. What's this feeling of fear, Your Majesty? When you punish them? Now your reckoning has come. Scheherazade. Cough, cough. You, how dare you? Guards, kill this mad woman at once. I'll have her torn to pieces. Look around you. Do you think you're still living in luxury in your palace? This is now the world of stories. Your guards can no longer hear your cries. Feel our despair. You'll pay for your bloody crimes. You can't escape, naive fool. You won't even escape my palace. I'll make you wish you were dead.
Your absurd ritual ends here. Your reign began with a story and it will end with one. You hear that? Your story is over, Shahryar. You can't. Ah, Scheherazade. Your sister, your damn father, your whole family, I'll chop them all into bloody mincemeat. You damned woman, I will. Yeah, alright. That's enough out of you. It's over now. I need to get out of here. What happened? Defeat the king, but is the story really over? Time turns. Scheherazade weaves her lore, weapons born of tales, aimed at tyranny's core. Sword shatters, scimitar sliced, let your own might crumble before the might of stories, she declared, reducing his defenses to dust. Guardmail of the vanquished glowed, your victim's strength now shields me, she proclaimed, turning his attacks against him. Voyager's blade gleamed, your secrets are mine to uncover, she vowed, slicing through his hidden flaws. Phoenix Fire Ice Shield blades, face the Phoenix frozen rage, Shahryar, she challenged, trapping him in a fiery frost. In a twist of ironic fate, the king was consumed by the very elements he had once sought to control, a frozen inferno marking his downfall. The people call her the Tail Weaver Enchantress. Far and wide they seek the maiden's trace, her legend spreads, yet none can find her face. AI poetry has got to be like the best thing ever. From labyrinthine trials to dragon-guarded treasures, your tale weaves like a Persian rug, colorful yet needlessly complex. A knight, a princess, and a minotaur walk into a bar, meow. Did you have to roast me at the end of it? I was freaking trying. I was fighting for my life out there, you little cat. Down goes the king, round 2. Second victory gives you eyes to see the world for what it truly is. Not bad, I suppose, meow. This time you ended the night with Phoenix Fire Ice Shield. I'm glad you've honed your skills in this world, Scheherazade. Remember, though, the true challenge awaits us in the future journey ahead, meow. On the other side of the story, in the depths of time, someone is waiting for the ending to be rewritten. The story has been documented. Sure, let me see it. The Mouse Detective's last riddle. Fucking... The Knight's Quest and the Dragon's Curse. Story. We can literally go through the whole thing. Weapons. Ending. Nice little recap. You can check your stories afterwards. Poor Mouse Detective, we gave up right at the end. Challenge mode. I mean, this video has gone on long enough. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to try challenge mode on your own, go right ahead. 1001 Nights on Steam. You can find it there. Very interesting. It gets tough. It gets tough whenever you're dealing with AI to, you know, hold their hand and walk them into what you need them to do, but it's kind of the fun of it as well. There's really no wrong way to approach it, as long as you don't care what cats think. If you like that, if you like that video, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps small channels like this one grow and reach a wider audience. And I hope you have a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening. Goodbye.